What is up, everybody?
When it just makes sense. It's your red pill, brown girl. Get into the truth. It's your red pill, brown girl. Yeah. When it just makes sense. It's your red pill, brown girl. Get into the truth. It's your red pill, brown girl. Yeah.
What is up, everyone? It's Crystal, the red-pilled brown girl coming at you. You guys, super excited to be with you again today. Jesus, this has been an amazing week. Oh my God, baby, bye, lashes. Oh my God, y'all, let me tell you, I've been waiting to go live with y'all just so we can talk about that Crooked Crockett. I can't stand that girl. Let me tell you, there's very few people that I look at and I am just embarrassed and I despise. That Crooked Crockett, is one of them. Y'all, and she is so embarrassing. Let me tell you, I tell people all the time. Jasmine Crockett, I have a lot of like ghetto hood friends that I just love. Let me tell you, people be like, why you say they ghetto? They would say they ghetto. Yo, what is my mic doing? Hold on, my mic not doing right. Oof, hold on. Oof, Jesus. Got my little silky shirt today. But I got a lot of ghetto hood friends. And let me tell you, some of them will look at Crockett and they will be like, why she acting like that? Y'all, I have ghetto hood friends that will look at her and they can't even, like, I have friends that they don't speak proper English. They are ghetto, okay? Like hood, like hood. And they will look at her and be like, why is she talking like that? Like, her supposed to be a congresswoman. She's supposed to be a congresswoman, and why is she talking like that? Like, that's what my ghetto hood friends will be. So I say all that to say we are all happy that she is gone. Can we get a round of applause for well, I don't care nothing about Tallarico. I don't care nothing about him. At this point, like, Texas has got to stay red. I don't want no Democrats up in there, but I definitely didn't want ghetto hood lashes in there. So this has been an amazing week. We are going about it because I got I'm going to share with you guys some information that is going to come from a very surprising source. Roland Martin, roly poly oly. Y'all, I don't agree with nothing that he says, but let me tell you, baby, when I was watching his breakdown of Jasmine Crooked Crockett, you talk about tea? Baby, grab your tea because we about to get it, okay? Anywho, you guys, if you are new watching and you have not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Please like, share, comment. Let me know where you're from. I read all my comments. You guys, I thank you for your super chats. I am so grateful that you even listen to me. We get to have this little powwow, this little chat, okay? Someone said, are you FBA? Absolutely freaking not, D Wente 69. I am not black. at all. So you must be new here. I don't do the blacks. I don't do the blacks. Everybody that knows me knows that I am a melanated child of the king. I don't do the blacks. Mm-mm. No. I love black people. I love black people. I'm telling you, y'all, I'm around black people mostly all the time. Okay, my friends are black, my mama's black, my daddy's black. I can't do the blacks. I'm sorry. You know, black people, if you have been watching this show, you know black people have problems. And it doesn't matter if they're Democrat. It doesn't matter if they're Republican. It doesn't matter if they're conservative. It doesn't matter if they're liberal. Okay. I mean, he said, so LOL. Okay, so no, I does none of that. I know. It's the residuals. It's the residuals, y'all. Anywho, hey, what's up? The business bully, Dave Anderson. Shout out to him, y'all. Go follow him. That's the homie. That's the fam. He's FBA. I be laughing at him. He is still very much black. Go follow. If you're looking for black content, he is it. Let me tell you, shout out to the business bully. Shout out to he has a book called oh God. Put your book in the link, the business bully. I should know this. I should know this. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's the Black American. It's like the formula for Black America or something like that. What is it? Put it in the link. Anywho, you guys, y'all, like I said, if you have not already, like, share, subscribe to my channel. I so greatly appreciate all the love, you guys. I really, really do. It's the only reason I get to do this, or else I can't do it. I can't do it without y'all. So anyway. Okay, so let's talk about Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett, can't stand her. Oh, God, she gets on my nerves. You know why she gets on my nerves, y'all? Let me tell you. I actually would like her because I tell everybody that I love black women. Like I do. Like black women are my friends, my family. I grew up in a household of black women. So like my sisters, I got 2 sisters, they're all black. They still black, not me. But I would like her if she would just do her job. I would like her if she would be respectful. I would like her if she, she could still be black, right? Like she can still be committed to her little black cause or whatever. That's not what makes me dislike her. What makes me dislike her is she gets there and she's openly racist and she encourages people to be openly racist and divisive, right? It's one thing to be like, oh, I love black, black, blickety, black. It's okay if they're like that, right? Those type of people, I laugh because I hope that they realize that after you've been done did that, it's a hustle, and after that, it's a dead end. So I'm okay if they do that, but when you are in positions of power and when you are over all people, so all Americans, and all Americans are paying you, so you're getting paid a salary. So and when she was in Congress, she was getting paid a salary to represent all Americans. And when you see her just openly racist to white people, making a spectacle of herself, like just being ghetto and misrepresented and lying, she would lie. When she would say things about President Trump being like a Russian stooge and she knew it wasn't true, when she used to say all of those kinds of things, I'm like, you're a liar. You're a liar. And a lot of black people used to buy into it. Even like when she would talk about people getting jobs and she'd be like, oh, they're trying to get us back into slavery because we don't want to work the fields anymore. I'm like, you don't think that farming is an honorable gig, like owning land and farming, like you're likening that to slavery. Like when she used to say that kind of stuff, like it really used to bother me, because I'm like, this chick is a mess, is a mess. So I never really liked her. And honest to God, y'all, I wanted to like her. I did, but I didn't. And I was right about everything, because she's a disaster and she's a racist. But you know what? I tell you, she got beat by her favorite person, a mediocre white boy. Y'all been seeing that meme go around? Jasmine Crockett lost to a mediocre white boy. What does that say about you, chick? What does that say about you, sis? But her, like a lot of people, right? I feel like she doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know how to legislate. She doesn't know politics. And she says that the Republicans don't, but they're beating you out. And they were able to redistrict in order to get her out. And they say the Republicans don't know how to legislate and they don't know how to play politics. Let me tell you, the Republicans, our side is winning, okay? Red is winning. So but she thought that she could get away with just her blackness, okay? One of the things that somebody mentioned is that Texas is 60% minority. So it's not just black people, because black people abort their babies. So black people are not helping you win an election. They're just not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I say that? That's wrong. Black people aren't helping you win an election. When Barack Hussein Obama won his election, he had to get the whites. He had to call up his mama's side of the family, okay? He had to call up the whites, because let me tell you, the Africans, the blacks, they just not coming out unless you giving something away for free. Every black person know I'm telling the truth. Every black person knows I'm telling the truth. Black people are a very special type people. I love them, but they're very special. It's a few of them. So maybe, okay, so black people, what, are 15% of the population? Maybe around like 5% of that population will actually take their gas, go out, stand in line and vote. And God bless those people, right? Thank you for those people. Most of them working, most of them don't care nothing about politics. Most of them are not interested. You can try and educate them, but let me tell you something. Black people want to be taken care of. So they're always going to be wanting to do the Democrat Party, or they're going to be wanting welfare. You're going to hear them talk like Ice Cube. Shout out to him. Love O'Shea Jackson. But when he was doing his black plan is like, what the Republicans going to do for us? What the Democrats going to do for y'all? Always want something. Y'all always want something. Okay? And you're supposed to ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. What can you do for your country? So black folks kill me. Like they really do. But she thought that she was going to go out there and she was going to get all these black people in these neighborhoods to go and vote for her, and she was going to somehow be the the next Senate. And y'all, everybody knew that wasn't true. Why did y'all let y'all girl go out there like that? Y'all knew that she wasn't going to do it. And she tried to do it. And Roland Martin, I'm about to share the clip. Roland Martin basically pulled her coattail and basically said her ground game sucked and that she wasn't doing what she needed to. And let me tell you, the black female on his show crashed out so hard, because black people cannot be told the truth, especially black men. I mean, especially black women. Black men are told the truth whether. Hold on, guys. Black men are told the truth whether they like it or not. And it's sad. Sometimes, hold on. Hold on. Sometimes I feel bad for black men because they are actually told if they're short, if they're bald, they are told the truth a lot. But black females telling them the truth, my God. It's really hard. And shout out to the men who say, I don't care, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Well, Roland Martin usually does not. You remember he was wearing his whole vote like a black woman thing. Please don't do that. We would have had Camilla. Don't vote like a, no, don't vote like a black woman. We would have ended up with Camilla Harris. But he ends up telling the honest to God truth. And I love that he just had the courage. He had time. Y'all, shout out to Roland. Like, I might actually gain a little bit of respect for him after this video that he did. Y'all, let's watch. Let's watch. Okay, here we go.
If I had to examine both campaigns, one of them had a campaign. Tellerico had 30,000 volunteers. 30,000 volunteers. How many volunteers were the Crockett campaign? Let's talk about Harris County, okay, where Houston is. All right, let's look at the numbers right there. Huge numbers of black voters in Harris County. Look at the numbers. Jasmine Crockett did 52.2%, Tellerico 46.7%. Yo, if that margin has to be at least 60% for her to make up losing in the other areas. Now, if I all of a sudden decide to go down south, look at these numbers right here. Okay, this county right here, Tellerico 54.41. This county right here, 59.33. This county right here, 52. Let's go all the way out west. Right here, look at this. Tellerico, 68.30. Let's go right here. Tellerico, 56.41. Let's go right here. Tellerico, 62.33. I can go here. Okay, closer one, 51.44. The point I'm making is when you lose all of these counties in the rest of the state, you're not going to win the election because all of those votes matter. She's down 154,000 votes in the state. She's down 154,000. You cannot lose with that particular margin. So now what folks should be asking is, what were the difference between the two campaigns? What was the infrastructure? What were they doing? What was the GOTV efforts? Did you see signs and posters? What did you see? What was the investment? What was going on? Chuck Roca, Democratic consultant who was with the Tellerico campaign, dropped this video. Listen to what he said, what their strategy was.
Hold on. Okay, before we go there, y'all. He basically said
4 reasons my dogs and I are fully obsessed with unkibble. First, the ingredients. Unkibble is made with...
Good morning, everybody. What a crazy...
Hold on. Y'all, you got to see the beginning when he said she didn't
black
invest in
voters
black
and all of that. You're wrong.
Here we
For
go.
United States Senate against Texas State Senator James Tellerico. Those two, there was a third candidate in the race, but it really was between these two. And here are the election results right here. This is what it came down to. Tellerico getting 52% of the vote. 97.4% of the vote is in. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett getting 46% of the vote. And so some ballots still have to be counted. And I've been watching all the different commentary. I've been watching people say, oh, my God, this was awful. This was about, white and Latino voters, locking out black voters and all of that. You're wrong.
Period.
Let me say it again. You're wrong. Listen, folks, I'm born and raised in Texas. I was watching this race from the beginning. I was looking at every single facet of this particular race. And here's the reality. If you look at the numbers and you're trying to win, understand overall the state of Texas. 60% of Texas is minority. That's Latino, that's African American, that's Asian American, that's Native American. Yet in elections, 60% of the voters are white.
Why? Why? I keep telling y'all, the people that are going to save these countries, this country, can I say these countries? The people that are going to save this country, they don't look brown, y'all. Brown people got problems, okay? White people, they stand in line, they believe in their vote. They actually, instead of stealing ballots, they actually do it the right way. They send for an absentee ballot, it comes back. White people check their mail, y'all. White people check their mail. White people, just decent, good, solid Americans, y'all. The world is going to be so sad when white people are gone because they don't have no babies. Like, it's going to be so sad. I love white people. Y'all need to get to breeding. But here you have 60% of Texas is minority, but 60% of the voters, them's white. Them is white. Y'all, let Roland school us some more. Roland, you're doing such a good job. If you do content like this, Roland, you might actually be valuable. Stop talking all that black stuff. Anywho, I digress. Let's go.
Texas has the most eligible black voters of any state in the country. Yet when Colin Allred ran against Ted Cruz, 1.2 million black folks did not vote. Let me say it again. 1.2 million did not vote. And so if you want to understand what was going on, you have to understand what were the strategies of both candidates. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett made it perfectly clear she was going to be unconventional. She was going to be putting money on television. She talked about a ground game. She really was locking up, trying to focus on the largest counties in Texas. Now, the 5 largest counties in Texas, they are Dallas, they got Harris County, where Houston is. You got Dallas County, Dallas is. Bexar County, San Antonio. Travis County, Austin. And then you have Tarrant County, where Fort Worth is. 4 of those 5 are blue counties, okay? Doesn't matter in primaries, though. But Tarrant County is the only red county. Here's the problem. And what did I say? I had the chair of the Texas Democratic Party on this show on Monday. I discussed this last week as well when I was in Los Angeles for the Image Awards. What did I tell y'all then? That in order to win the Democratic primary, you have to do the exact same strategy as Republicans in the general election. That if you only look at the most populous counties and you do not do well in the other parts of the state, you're not going to win. Go to my iPad, Elise. This right here is from the Texas Tribune. This is their breakdown of the map. Look at the map, y'all. You see blue? The blue here, that's all Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. The yellow you see right here are the counties that they have still yet to collect the votes from. The green, that's Tallarico. What did I say? Now, what I also said was the issue was the margins. When Republicans beat Democrats, they win all of these states that are in Central, South, West, and the Panhandle because they rack up margins. All those votes add up. And so if you look at, so let's take what happens, okay? Most of the votes in Texas, right here in the blue, where African Americans are. This right here, I'm going to show you, this is a map.
So you guys, so y'all can go back and watch it, but he was basically saying that like where black people were. So think about it. He said 1 million black people did not vote. 1 million eligible black voters didn't vote. That's very, very normal, I bet, you guys, because black people they don't care. They don't care. Can we just be honest? They don't care. And so you're trying to do this whole black thing. And she was, oh, black this. And 1 million of her eligible voters didn't even show up. You see how this whole black thing is a dead end, y'all? This whole black thing? Why you just can't be American, I don't know. But I love that he is at least calling her out for her game and not for Black, not making it about skin color, not making about the fact that, people are racist. But he's basically saying she is a flawed candidate. He also goes on to say that she didn't invest in Black media. You know what that means, right? That means that all of this whole stuff is a hustle, y'all. It's a hustle. If he believes so much in Jasmine Crockett's mission, why she got to invest in Black media? Why? You see how it's a hustle, y'all? Why? Why does she have to invest in Black media? Why won't you just help her for the cause? For the cause, fist in the air, brother man. So this guy is actually pretty funny.
Williamson County. There was the only two. So it wasn't like it was all across the state. And again, as somebody who was there in January, they were telling people then, this is one of those things that if you knew that was going to be the case, then there should have been a massive effort to educate, let folks know, texting, robocalls, all that stuff. And here's the other thing. Push folks to vote early. Because you knew that was going to be election day drama. Finish your point.
No, you're absolutely right, Roland. I think that responsibility falls on the shoulders of the candidates. And unfortunately, like you said, one candidate was simply out messaging the other candidate. And in these elections, that's exactly how people win.
Zachary?
Bro,
this is pretty funny.
Now, let me tell you, you're not going to get me on this show and then get me canceled by all of Black America.
No, this is not about getting canceled.
It's your show.
It's called being truthful.
You can get away. Let me be serious for a moment, because this is really why you are the voice of Black America, and you're coming to us at a time when emotions are high and raw, and we all feel, very disappointed and let down. But there are facts to this situation that you have spoken that I actually realized a long time ago as I watched this campaign unfold. I am a huge fan and supporter of Representative Jasmine Crockett, and will continue to be there for her, like I think many of your viewers will be, because we have seen her work. But we also, some of us may recognize the campaign wasn't run in a way that we may have wanted it to be run, or as tight for those of us who know how politics work and know how the game should be played happened. Part of that is in part due to the fact that she was a late entry into the race for a number of reasons. Part of it is due to the fact of what Texas did to redraw these maps, and this is all a part of it. We saw other very popular incumbents on different sides suffer through what happened yesterday. But I have to be honest with you, Roland Martin, and say with the full conviction of a fellow Scorpio, that everything that you said just now was 100% accurate and right. And I am in shock that you sat your butt up here and said it. Kudos to you for having the balls. Kudos to you for the big balls.
Look, I listen. There were people who were reacting, and again, I'm watching this from day one. First of all, I understand the point by saying that it started late. No, the filing deadline was December 8th. The filing deadline was December 8th, okay? Dishes were changed. Congresswoman Crockett jumps into the race. But here's the deal. Even though Tallarico got in earlier, she starts the campaign off with massive name recognition.
Woo! Thank you for telling the truth. She was a flawed candidate. She doesn't want to work as hard. She thought that she can get in there with name recognition and everybody just know her and she can get it. She was living in this alternate reality, y'all. She was seeing something in herself that we all saw different. Like, she thought that we wanted her to be looking ghetto and stupid. We don't like that. Black people don't like that. Nobody likes that. Americans don't like that. If you are a legislator and a congresswoman and a congressman, you have to have some kind of decorum. people even get upset with President Trump sometimes. I mean, they really do. And mind you, I feel like he does well. Like, I feel like he never acts really ghetto, but he's very tough. And he says some things that he probably gets in trouble for. And people don't even like that with President Trump. So can you imagine somebody with a long weave, lashes, and just like, people don't like that. And so she starts off with massive name recognition, but not in the right way. And then watch this crash out from Sister Girl. She like loses it. And she's trying to tell Roland that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Daily newspaper in Texas that endorsed Crockett. That's where Bexar County is. Well, here are the numbers. James Tallarico in Bexar County, where San Antonio is, 108,838. Jasmine Crockett, 79,919. So he actually won a larger percentage of votes in Bexar County than she won a percentage of votes in Harris County. And so this is what I'm.
So this is my point, Roland. And once again, I'm not saying that she ran a great campaign. That's not what I'm saying either. But I just want folks to really understand when we're talking about things. And I get there's a lot of people online, they're saying all social stuff. I'll probably do a video later to like do a full breakdown on this particular race. The reason why I raised that is I hear what you're saying about, you didn't see yard signs. I hear it. I understand that. Now, one thing I've told all my candidates, especially when time and money is limited, because she was outraised, I think it was like 5-1. When time and money is limited, yard signs don't vote. However, to your point, this is one thing that I've also told candidates. Yard signs, that type of visibility, we call it visibility. That type of visibility is an exercise of your organization's strength. So if you so here's my point. Do I think that there should have been a significant investment in Latino media? Absolutely. Now you have to remember, I'm positing this as I'm not saying that she ran a great campaign. I also understand the numbers. Now I understand what complete data looks like versus incomplete data.
Yeah, but see, here's the deal, though. I'm not saying great versus bad. What I'm laying out, because I want our audience.
I'm not accusing you of that.
No. This is not for you. The reason I'm not saying great or bad for our audience. The problem is, as I've listened to a bunch of people post videos and post comments, and I'm seeing these, I'm like, y'all aren't looking at what happened. People are responding with emotion. They're not responding with what actually happened, how campaigns were constructed, where resources were placed, where time and energy was placed, what the focus was here and there. And so I'm telling you right now, I had no problem saying it. I was extremely concerned with Crockett's campaign on February 1st.
And you said nothing. This is how Black people work, y'all. This man acts like it's white people, but he said that he was extremely concerned with the campaign on February 1st. But let me tell you, he was not going to help her unless he got that check. And honestly, I don't blame him, but these are people that act like these are passion projects. You know what I'm saying? They act like they're so invested in the cause, but he was not going to help this girl until he got a check. Isn't that hilarious? But honestly, y'all, I think shout out to Roland for this video. Go watch this video in its entirety. If you are trying to run for office, if you are trying to, like do a ground game, I feel like he did such a good job of explaining what should have happened. Even James Tallarico's campaign manager did a really good job of explaining what he did. You guys, this was actually good. Shout out to you, Roland. Look, my hat's off to you. And what my prayer is for Roland is he will stop being Black, stop being Black, and just be an American. Help out people no matter the cause, because Black folks have problems, Roland. They do. You keep saying people not invited to the cookout. You done been to too many cookouts, sir. You need to lay off the cookouts. lay off the cookouts for now and get this kind of info out to the masses of people, Roland, because I think that he was very, very thorough in his assessment with Kristi Crockett. And I feel like he did a good job of explaining what should have happened. And I think that it's funny that he wasn't going to help her until she sent that check. Sorry, sis. That's what you get for being black, black, bliggity, black. Oh, black, black. My skin is black. All right, let me get into y'all comments, y'all. Hold on. Oh, God. Hold on. The business bully, he said, she does nothing for black people. I know. Black people always want something done for them. I'm sorry. No. We just need Americans. Crystal is right. Jasmine Crockett is a racist, but like a lot of black yeah, it's true. Regressives. That's what they are. Facts. Black people are supposed to want something. That's politics. We don't just vote with no ask or agenda. I hear you, Duente. I hear you. What can we? What do y'all want, man? I just want y'all. You know what I want? I want good schools, and y'all vote against that. I want crime bills, and y'all vote against that. I want. God, what do I want? Good roads. You know, clean neighborhoods, and y'all throw trash on the street and piss in the in the in the side on the sidewalk. Like, so what do y'all want? Y'all want a check? I'm sorry, Duente 69. I love you. Thank you so much for your comment, sweetie. But can you comment one more time and say, what do y'all want? Because y'all vote against what y'all say y'all want. Black people, man, y'all got problems. That's been a problem too long. Now they're going to the Republicans, giving away free votes anyway. Someone said, I can't stand Roly Polioli, rotisserie boy Martin. I can't stand him, but let me tell you, he impressed me. So, Mo Peasy, right? He said, what? Go ahead, Roland. Yes, go ahead, Roland. Thank you so much, Lord Traken. Yes, come on, everybody subscribe, get them likes up, you guys. Jasmine Crockett, you know what? I am waiting for all of the Americans with brown skin to just be brown-skinned Americans. And Jasmine, you're welcome to be that. Stop going up in there. You're young enough, sweetheart. You're young enough. I think she's like 45 or something. You're young enough to rewrite your story. You have name recognition, but it's not a good one. You walking around here with the lashes. You walking around here with the hair hat. That's what Tommy Sotomayor, shout out to him, says, the hair hat. Y'all, and I wear a weave. Look, but I mean, the wig and it's too much. It's too much. And black people don't like it. I think when she was going up against, they were trying to look for a leader of the Congressional Black Caucus. She didn't get a single black vote. That means the legislators, the black people don't even like you. Like, I mean, just stop, cut it out. Cut out that fake ghetto girl accent. Talk normal, like you got, like the taxpayers are paying you to be there. Y'all, like, somebody tag Jazzy in this. Girl. Sister girl. Stop it. Cut it out. Anywho, like I said, I'm reading all the comments, you guys. So leave a comment. If this is your first time watching, please hit that subscribe button. Please. It really helps my algorithms. Share this with someone. You guys leave a comment. That helps me as well. I'm so grateful for all of your comments, for all your super chats. You guys, let's go on the road to 5,000, helping me with my my watch hours. I so much appreciate this. Let's go to okay. So next story, y'all. I'm kind of sad about this. I am really sad about Kristi Noem. And everybody keeps saying all this drama, like she's been fired. Trust me, Kristi Noem is going to be okay. She's going to have a job. But I do think that she was kind of put out there. Don't y'all think? So it was announced. It was announced that she was fired as DHS secretary, Department of Homeland Security secretary. And I kind of felt like it was necessary. Here's why. I remember watching Andrew Tate, and he was saying, do y'all seriously think that y'all are going to be able to deport millions of illegal immigrants? Like, did y'all see it without having like a civil war? And y'all, when he said that, it kind of like, like something goes in your head, but you don't really think about it. So when she did this whole, when she took over and she was the DHS secretary, and I saw her like deporting people, I was like, oh, okay, this is going good. But then it started getting messy, right? And I don't think it got messy for her, and I don't even think it got messy for ICE. I have to blame this on the media. The media kind of took this thing to heart. What I think she was trying to do is kind of counter the media by making it look really cool. Like she was out there in her shirt and her hat, and she was like, like a badass G.I. Jane, like she was kind of going for that look. And I liked it, right? Because I'm here for the show. Like I'm here for it, right? But surprisingly, Americans weren't really feeling it. And then I started seeing like people in her own party like turning on her, saying, oh, why is she doing all of this? Why is she, for the show? And then they started showing the protest. And so people going against ICE. Now, mind you, millions of people, 77 million people voted for mass deportation. However, these Democrats, these loser Democrats, are relentless about anything anti-Trump. I mean, anything that's anti-Trump, anything that's anti-American, they are all about it, right? And so I don't think that they even give a dag on it about these illegal aliens. They're like, oh, they're our neighbors. Like these people ensconce themselves in neighborhoods that don't have any illegal aliens. These are the same people that have a disdain for anything that's not like them. And for them to basically be dancing in the street and saying we don't want these illegal aliens gone. Mind you, the illegal alien, we were only doing this with illegal aliens. Now, what does that mean? That means people who are either overstayed their visa and haven't gotten their paperwork ready, or people that came into this country illegally and still didn't have their paperwork, right? We weren't deporting people who had legal papers, legal visa. We weren't even getting rid of the freaking Somalians that stole all of this money. We weren't even getting rid of those. These were truly people who had broken our laws. And so for them to march in the street for people who have broken their laws. Now, mind you, these people don't march in the street for Black people who are in jail or imprisoned for small crimes or for crimes that they didn't commit. They don't march in the street for those people. They're marching in the streets for illegal aliens that commit crimes. And for people to just kind of be like, that's acceptable is crazy to me. And the fact that Republicans didn't stand strong and back Kristi Noem and say, I don't care what you think. The fact that Republicans were out there saying, oh, well, I don't really like the way that they're doing it. Like, how would you like them to do it? How would you like them to say, knock, knock, hey, by the way, can you please get out? What would you have liked them to do? because that's what Barack Hussein Obama and Joe Biden, the corpse, the walking corpse, was literally telling these people, you're illegal here, no worries. Come back to court and we'll do your, they were unserious. We'll do your court case when you come back. They were unserious. And so what did Republicans think was going to be the most effective measure? I don't know. It was irritating me so bad because you would hear people that were supposed to be conservative or people that were supposed to be Republicans say, oh, this is a bad look. What's a bad look? Arresting people who are illegal in this country? ICE handling people who are trying to jump in front of bullets? Like Alex Preddy and Renee Good, the losers that had suicide by cop. Like what would we have liked to happen? And so I really feel like she didn't really have any support, and people who were even conservative were not really like supporting her because they didn't have the courage to support her. And so I do believe that President Trump just kind of like giving it a rest because the block was hot. Like, the block is hot. The block is hot. She was, she was just kind of out there. And so I think that she did a good job, and I think that they're going to have her working on something. But, I wanted to share her speaking after, and I really don't feel like she had the support from our party because our party, Republican Party, is just weak. It's just weak, and it's sad. It's really sad. Let's take a look at Miss Kristi Noem. Shout out.
In better ways than we have in the past. And we're seeing challenges across the country from judges and courts that are working to stop some of our efforts, that are looking to take away some of the protections that you need in law to do your work. And then also we're seeing some challenges from sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. In fact, after I get done sharing a few more words, I want to hear your questions on ways that we can help you do your jobs. If you're in a situation where the laws may be a little different than it is in other states, or you may have unique challenges that perhaps we could work together on to find ways to help you bring criminals to justice and to protect your community from public safety threats. America is the greatest country in the world. And it's the greatest country in the world that has great cities and great communities. Regardless of where people live, we need to make sure that they have an opportunity to go to work every day safely and to send their kids to school safely every day. Sanctuary cities do give us a challenge because it makes it difficult at times for law enforcement to do their work. And we see that many times when a city cooperates with the federal government, cooperates with our federal officers, that it is safer. In fact, 7 of our top 10 safest countries in the nation are not sanctuary cities. They're cities where the local law enforcement partners with us. They partner with our federal agencies, with the FBI, DEA, ATF, CBP, ICE, and our operations. And we've also seen across the country where 5 of our 10 most crime-ridden cities do not cooperate with us, where those that are not cooperative with federal officers will see challenges on their streets. We've seen a lot of different situations from city to city. The one thing I would encourage you that no matter how frustrated you may be with some of that we can find a way to work together to do some good work for our people. In fact, even in Memphis, where we saw different leadership, we had different parties in the governorship and in the mayor, we still were able to arrest and bring to justice over 2,600 criminals, and in a way that significantly dropped their crime rate and significantly helped those communities continue to take those public safety threats off the streets. We got over 150 different illegal sex offenders off of the street. We saw one of those arrests included a criminal illegal alien from Venezuela that was convicted of aggravated criminal assault and abuse of a child. I'm thankful that that individual is no longer on the streets because of the cooperation of those local law enforcement. We have agreements across the country called 287G agreements. I'm sure you're familiar with them, but there is 3 different models that are available. One is a jail model that helps us with some detention. The other is a warrant service officer model that is extremely helpful for us to make sure that we can take jurisdiction of an individual who's a criminal in the safety of an environment of a courthouse or a jail, and they can be turned over to ICE so that we have the ability to return them back home. And the other model would be in the task force model, which I hope many of you have the opportunity to cooperate with us in, where we can use our different authorities to go out and go after the worst of the worst, those targeted operations that go after violent offenders and criminal offenders, and that we can bring them to justice and get them out of your city and your state. We've seen that program go from before President Trump was in office to only 135 of those agreements across the country signed, to now we have over 1,400 of them in place. And it's been very beneficial to make sure that we've removed over 400,000 criminal offenders out of this country. We've seen 3 million people leave our country that were here illegally, but over 750,000 of them were arrested and detained and removed. We'd much rather prefer that they volunteer to go home, and that it can be a volunteer situation. But if not, if people are here illegally and committing crimes, we want to make sure we're able to detain them and get them out of your communities before we create more victims in the United States. I'm grateful for the work that you do, because it's made a difference across this country. This last year, we've seen our murder rate in the United States of America drop to the lowest level since it's ever been recorded. And we've recorded our murder rate across the country for 125 years. And this year, we broke the record for the lowest murder rate in the country. And that's because of the work of individuals in this room and individuals that we've been able to partner with.
Wow. Y'all, like, she was doing really good work. ICE was doing really good work. And so it's just so disappointing. Like I said the other day, like to the other comment, it's like, what do we want? Do we want lower murder rates? Do we want lower crime? And it's just, unfortunately, Republicans just were weak, and in the sanctuary cities, they were just not strong enough. Like, I'm here in Maryland, you guys, and just to see how weak Marylanders are. They don't want to be viewed as hateful. They don't want to be viewed as a racist. And so they let these Black people, these immigrants, these illegals, like, run rampant. I mean, the whites in Maryland, God bless them. I mean, they are so done. Okay. I mean, and I love all people, but the white people in these sanctuary cities, the white people in these Democrat cities, they're cooked. Okay. Stick a fork in them. Oh, shoot. Can you hear me now? I'm sitting up there reading, y'all. Mo, you were not tripping. You were not tripping. You were not tripping. My sound went out. Okay. Yeah. So the UK gives it away to these blacks, and it's sad. It's sad how weak white people have been. They've been really, really weak, and it's unfortunate, but whatever. Anywho, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm so sad about Kristi Noem. I was getting ready to go into the Jesse. You know what? Let me go into the Jesse Jackson thing because I do think that it's important. I need to give Jesse Jackson family an apology because I was really happy to see how his son handled Jackson funeral. I was really happy to see how his son handled it. So apparently they had a funeral or a celebration for Jesse Jackson. They had a celebration and it had everybody there. Everybody, the who's who. All the Democrat pawns, the fake blacks. So Jamal Bryant was there, Camilla the Indian was there. And then they had all the presidents. Now, mind you, the only president that actually knew Jesse Jackson, the only president that you actually saw work closely with Jesse Jackson was President Trump. But because black people are dishonest, they had all these presidents up there that literally never worked with him at all. And I love the way that the son kind of said it. The son just did not have time, y'all. The son just didn't have time. The son said, y'all, let me tell you. The son said, my father didn't know these people. And I love that he said that. Y'all, let's see this. Oh, hold on.
I listened for several hours of 3 United States presidents who do not know Jesse Jackson. He maintained a tense relationship with the political order, not because the presidents were white or black, but the demands of our message, the demands of speaking for the least of these, those who were disinherited, the damned, the dispossessed, the disrespected, demanded not Democratic or Republican solutions, but demanded a consistent, prophetic voice.
Boy, Al Sharpton, Al Sharpton got the look from whoever and said, you better go sit down or your Morning Joe slot is going to be taken. Y'all, did y'all see? He sat down so fast. I loved that Jesse Jackson. So they had this I don't know, you call it a spectacle. Jamal Bryant gets up there and talks about black women. And when I say I was just so annoyed because this man will say,
wondering why we have been here this long. The service wouldn't have been this long if we were able to go to the Capitol. But the Capitol is now only reserved for pedophiles and podcasters.
Yeah, like your church new birth. Jamal, you're disqualified. You and new birth are DQ'd from any pedophile conversation. Yeah. No, not like your predecessor, the late great Bishop Eddie Long. You are not allowed. You are DQ'd. Flag on the play. Throw the flag out anytime Jamal Bryant brings up the word pedophile. No, sir. No, sir. No. You can't say nothing about no pedophile. Especially not about President Trump. Not the way the late great Bishop Eddie Long was, y'all.
We're in a critical moment in history. A critical moment in history where it is that we have to figure out what are we fighting for and all that we're running for. 1984, 1988, Reverend Jackson was running. And physiologists suggest that running is not good for you long term. It strains your knees. It causes, in fact, stress on your body. Eventually, you begin to find yourself in pain. And in spite of all of the pain that was in Reverend's body, he kept on running. And the good news, ladies and gentlemen, that is not necessarily reflected from this microphone is Reverend Jackson didn't run alone, but he had the good sense and the foresight that when he was running, he took strong black women with him.
Sir, y'all, I gotta turn my chair. I gotta turn my chair like Tasha K. This is supposed to be this man's funeral. But you see how these black men do. Like, this is this man's funeral. And all you talking about, he has strong black women with him. You mean the one that he cheated on his wife with? Y'all, I shouldn't say that. That's not nice. That's not nice. That man is not alive to defend himself.
I want to pause and thank God for his sister disciples in Donna Brazil and for Sister Mignon and Leah Daughtry, because he understood you ain't going to go far unless you take strong black women with you. And I wish America would get over itself and just recognize America will never be great if we take strong black women with us.
Yes, that is the truest thing you said. Y'all, I know that he didn't mean that, but maybe he was operating under the unction of the Holy Spirit that he just said it. America will never be great if you keep trying to take strong black women with you. You need to take strong Americans, okay? Bad attitude, sassy black women ain't gonna do nothing for you, okay? They're gonna turn around and call you racist.
Can you imagine America would not elect a brilliant black woman because of her laughter, but they would elect a mediocre white man even if he was a felon?
You mean the one that rides on the planes and the jets, and the one that builds skyscrapers and hotels and businesses? Mediocre. You see how stupid these people are? If President Trump is mediocre, then please, if he's mediocre, I want to be mediocre. Like, that is the goal. They keep saying a mediocre white boy in President Trump. You mean the one that has Trump towers? Is that mediocre? And then wouldn't elect a brilliant black woman. First of all, not black. Camilla's not black. Black people don't wash their greens in the bathtub. Second of all, sis ain't been black a whole time until look at the balloons. She ain't been black whole time. All of a sudden she black, y'all. Second of all, she was not brilliant. Anytime somebody can ask you the exact same question every single time and you bomb that question, what are you going to do differently than Joe Biden? How are you going to get the cost of groceries down? And you bomb that question for 8 months straight, you're not brilliant. Okay? Because the first time you bomb it, okay, we get it. Maybe second time you refining your answer. By the third time, sis, I'm sorry. Cardi B and Beyonce is not going to cut it. We need to know what you were going to do. So I'm sorry, Pastor Jamal Bryant. She was not brilliant. She just was not.
We got to take some strong black women with us. I'm glad my Congresswoman Nakima is here, my Senator Raphael Warnock is here, but I wish I had my governor here, Stacey Abrams, but they couldn't take a strong black woman.
They couldn't fit Stacey Abrams in there. That might have been the issue, sir. Stacey Abrams, they couldn't fit her and her wife in there. I'm sorry. There was no room. Her wife, her ego, and all the money that she stole from that NGO that she had. Stacey Abrams wouldn't fit. And mind you, I'm working on mine, y'all. I'm hungry. I'm not the skinniest thing. But Stacey Abrams is not a governor. She lost several times, even though she don't want to admit it. She talking about voter suppression. No, sis. No, sis. Suppression is what your appetite needs. That's what. But it was no voter suppression. I'm sorry.
With them. I'm so grateful 3 days after the election, I still stand with Jasmine Crockett because we got to take some strong black women with us.
You see how this is this man's funeral. His son asked for it to not be political, and I believe his son asked strategically for it to not be political because his son was very close to President Trump. Because his dad was very close to President Trump. And not to mention the very man, Barack Obama's administration is when his son actually got locked up, okay? They ain't even talking about the poor Jesse Jackson. They talking about elections and a strong black woman at this man's funeral. Do you see how evil these people are? It's actually really embarrassing. It's actually really, really, really embarrassing. But anywho, y'all, I was so grateful that the son was like, my dad don't know these people. Unfortunately, I wish that Jesse Jackson, before he passed away, had enough courage to say, I don't know y'all. I'm rocking with President Trump because President Trump has had my back through whatever. Then I would have some respect for the late Jesse Jackson, but he lived the last few years of his life was just an utter disgrace. Very dishonest, just in so many ways. And I'm sorry, I can't get with it. But I was glad that his son called it out because these people are fraudulent and frauds. Gonna talk about a pedophile and President Trump. Sir, you cannot talk about pedophile being at new birth. You can't talk about pedophile. Can he talk about pedophile, y'all? I'm sorry. He cannot talk about pedophile at new birth. Anywho, you guys, so enough of that. I am so excited because I am getting ready to jump on a special live, you guys. So I wanted to get ready. I wanted to get my mind ready. I'm going to share it with y'all later. I'm going to share with you guys who I'm getting ready to get on a live with as soon as I know that it's going to be a special live. I'm super, super excited. I'm going to share it on this page. And I am just so grateful that you guys watch me. I'm so grateful that you trust my voice. I really try, you guys, to give y'all the raw and the real. And so I'm thankful. If you have not already, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Please, you guys. If you have not already left a comment, let me know where you're coming from. Definitely love to read your comment. Sorry about what happened earlier. I do not know how my mic went out, but y'all, I was talking some good stuff. I'll probably have to do another video on it, but anywho, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I am going to share this live once again. It's going to be a special one, and you'll see as soon as I share it. So anywho, you guys, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you watch again. I appreciate you liking, appreciate you sharing, appreciate you subscribing.